I'm going to do The Rising. I'm really excited to do The Rising. If you don't know what The Rising is, it is an event in Final Fantasy XIV where we celebrate the transition from 1.0 to 2.0, which is Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, which is really cool. It's really exciting stuff, really cool to experience and do, and you go through the process of kind of like recapping the events that like took place from 1.0 to 2.0. I don't know the full experience of it, to be honest. I've always just like cruised through it. The best part about it is always that there's a YoshiP appearance as an NPC, because he is like the minstrel. He's the guy, you know? So it's really cool to see like him as an avatar talking to you in game and like as a player, which is super cool. It's like a fourth wall breaking sort of experience, and like I'm always a big fan of it every year. I'll try not to skip too much because I usually am like I'll like watch some of it and then I'm like, oh, okay, let's get it going. It's like YoshiP. It gets me super excited when I see his appearance. So like usually I'm just like, so I'm gonna try and experience it and enjoy it, and we'll see how it goes. And I've heard some stories about this year's Rising, and it gets me really excited to like kind of have that moment, those moments in general. I don't even do it, Pip and laugh. Yeah, but then you miss out on cool rewards, and also there's fireworks in game. Wow, look at that. This is one of the coolest things, by the way. Just seeing the experience evolve. Where does the event start? Wait, don't answer that. I think I know. I bet you it starts New Gridania, me Ketos. My Ketos? Ul'dah, my dude? Damn it! I thought it was so close. But look, the Rising attendant is here, so I wasn't far off. Why do they always start them in Ul'dah, and then I think it's like some, you know? I'm also gonna do this in my preferred attire, Dark Knight, as you guys know. My Dark Knight main. The glam I'll use forever until the end of time, probably until I see something cooler next expansion in Endwalker. But for now, this will always be my go-to. It starts here. Kippa Jakia. Kippa Jakia is looking around the consternation. That's how you get your Red Moon Parasol and your Nemia Potpourri. It's what is available for a limited time. Let's do it. So again, the Rising is a super cool event. Yeah, I know, I'm scary. God, what an astonishing coincidence. What do you mean? Who am I? I'm Kippa Jakia, reporter for The Raven. You helped me investigate that visitor from another world, remember? Anyway, this is perfect. I could use your assistance with another story, assuming you have the time, that is. Yep. So here's the thing. Just recently, an unusual visitor cut through Gridania's markets like a scythe in a frenzy to purchase every Nemia lily available, and I mean all of them. For what purpose, I hear you ask? Well, my friend, I sense the answer to that question will provide the basis for my next scoop, so I did some nosing around. No one I talked to could put a name to our mysterious flower fancier, but by all accounts, he and his cargo hold of lilies had departed for Ul'dah. Not wanting the trail to go cold, I quickly grabbed my quill and notepad and boarded an airship myself. And was quickly reminded of how hard it is to chase a story in unfamiliar territory. You know this town and its people well enough, though, don't you? What say you lending a hand to my investigative efforts? I suppose if you need a guide, I'd be happy to. Yeah. Wonderful! Then we've no time to lose. First things first, we pay a visit to the nearest drinking establishment. The local tavern is always the best place to pick up tidbits of gossip and rumor. Nice. Man, thinking about your Vera voice change fails brings a smile to my face every time. Did you see... I watched Bot Dungeon the other day. That's such a good video. I frequently also, this might seem weird, but I also go back and watch some of like my older content because some of it's just so funny. Some of it was just so many good memories. My, those are some serious faces. What can I do for you this fine evening? Sorry, I'm not doing the full voice. I'm just reading in like my most enthusiastic voice. If that's okay. Ooh, playing reporter, are we? Sounds like fun. Let's hear your questions then. Ahem. We're attempting to track down a particular someone who purchased a suspiciously large number of Nemia lilies in Gridania before transporting them here to Ul'dah. Any idea of who this person might be? We've more than our fair share of traders coming and going, and a large shipment arriving in the city is hardly a noteworthy occurrence. But now that you mention it, I do remember this florid minstrel fellow who came in just the other day. Said he pulled in from Gridania and needed help hauling a hefty livery to the Alchemist's Guild. He's actually a familiar face in these parts. Never did get his name, though, strangely enough. A nameless traveler arriving from Gridania with a sizable cargo to move. That sounds promising. Like I said, it was just a request to move cargo. Before you run off to a possible dead end with the alchemists, I suggest you fish more for information inside the quicksand. After all, where else can you find so many gossipy adventurers crammed into one spot? It's true. That certainly makes sense. Between the two of us, however, I see no reason why we cannot do both. I shall stay here and interview the clientele while you chase down our other lead at the Alchemist Guild. What do you think? Yeah. Then that will be our plan. Once you've spoken with the potion mixers, make your way back here and we can discuss any new revelations. What world are we on again? We are on Crystal, Brynhildr. That's our main place to be. Yeah. So if you're ever around Crystal, Brynhildr, let me know. So boldly do you approach a master of his profession. I warn you, this matter best be deserving of the precious moments you steal away from my unending research. Wow, what a guy. You question me for a tabloid piece? Away with you! I refuse to waste another instance on this trivial nonsense. But just a moment. Perhaps there's a shred of scholarly value to this after all. I vaguely recall the flamboyant character of whom you speak, and his request to process a vast quantity of floral material. 'Tis laughable that I would undertake such a menial chore. Of course, so I assign the task to my subordinates. If you wish to discuss the tedious details, Dayatrick is your man. Why, I should be delighted to assist you. This is regarding that large livery of Nemea lilies? Yes, the guild did accept a task involving said flowers as commissioned by a nomadic minstrel gentleman, and though I cannot reveal the nature of what we would produce, I can tell you that it shall be distributed amongst the populace as part of the events of the Rising. If you wish to know more, then I might suggest you speak to the gentleman himself. I'm gonna do it. Adventurer, you're back! Did the alchemists offer up any new information? So to summarize, this famously unnamed minstrel of nomadic inclination commissioned the manufacture of some as yet unknown item to be handed out during the Rising. Oh, I heartily agree that we should speak with him directly. And as luck may have it, I've just discovered that he means to put out a performance in the Ruby Road Exchange. I think it's time for one of my patented on-the-spot interviews. Don't you? If we hurry over, we can catch him before he takes the stage. Ooh. Is that our boy? Is it him? The man himself? This is the stage? Everyone's jamming? Yeah. YoshiP in game himself. Such cool, like, representation. Greetings, sir. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, but you are the famous Wandering Minstrel, are you not? I am indeed. And look who you brought to see me. Was there aught I might do for you fine people? I've been following you, to be perfectly honest. I'm curious to learn more about the wagon load of lilies you turned over to the alchemists, not to mention your plans to distribute the results of their week. You followed me, but how did you... I mean, why would you... A writer for the Raven. That explains much. And did you also learn what I tasked the alchemists to create? Is the curl out of the bag for all to smell? No, we were hoping you might tell us. Good, then my surprise remains unspoiled. The plan, if you must know, is to hand out bundles of potpourri to all the sundry during the Rising. As in, flowers mixed with spices, that aromatic stuff you see in bowls on parlor tables and the like. The very same, except my potpourri will delight the eyes as much as the nose, thanks to alchemical wizardry infused by my co-conspirators. Yet, even without such enhancements, the scent of Nemea lilies is known to promote calm and tranquility. The Rising is a time of remembrance, of mourning. It is a time when sorrow can overwhelm folk who lost friends and loved ones in the 7th umbral calamity. It is my hope that the lilies' gentle perfume, those fireworks are so loud in the background it feels like, lilies' gentle perfume will afford such burdened souls a modicum of peace during the oft-times melancholy memorial. Oh my, what a genuinely lovely idea, sorry. Only just this moment we were making arrangements for showcase of my humble talents, where I shall hand out potpourri bundles to the audience. Again, I'm glad we met. Ere you would inadvertently spread word of our little surprise gift. I trust you now have sufficient details to write your article. Yes, I have plenty to work with. Thank you. Splendid. Now, since you joined the inner circle, so to speak, we must have you play a role in the performance. Nice. Ha! You needn't fret so! I merely wish for your assistance in passing out potpourri. I can supply the crowd at the show, but it would be most helpful if you might deliver bundles to some other part of town. Ooh, and we would be happy to. And it could only help me flesh out the story. And I like how you can always tell it's YoshiP because they give him all the rings in like in game, all the accessories. You know, you ever notice that? Let's head back to the quicksand, adventurer. If we hand out bundles there, then we can be sure to cover folk from every city corner of the city. We were low on the helping hands, to tell the truth, so this has worked out for the best. Please come and meet me at the Ruby Road Exchange once you finished your task. Whole bag. So the thing with like all these new players and all this new traction in 14 is you see the most mind-blowing names as sprouts recently. It is it's so funny. Let's get to work, shall we? Oh man. You know what I meant though. It's all good. It's all good. Why am I panicking? Am I okay? I did. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Here's your potpourri. Like it's just like an overhand. Good job. Are you gonna dress up for this Christmas? Yeah, I was thinking about going as Mario. Or like Luigi. Now we all have to, okay, can we, if we have a Christmas event in Final Fantasy XIV, let's all dress up like it's Halloween. What is it you're giving out there, adventurer? Mario and Luigi are Christmas colors. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Ah, I know the scent. Mimia lily, yes? The flower is often placed on the graves of the fallen, a practice with which I am, alas, intimately familiar. Why choose this particular bloom? I see. Perhaps the perfume does remind one of the peace of repose, rather than the violence which took our companions from us. It would seem the minstrel has given the matter some thought. For hardened veterans such as myself, the season of the rising can be a torment, like the throbbing pain of an old wound. I'll keep this bundle close, I think, and breathe in its calm whenever I feel my thoughts turning grim. That's nice. So for people that don't know, the Cardinal Flatlands are, or whatever it is the area where a Realm Reborn cutscene takes place with the big battle and Bahamut busts out of the moon or whatever. You know, moon, quote unquote, right? It's pretty cool. Keep him busy there, ain't you, Gob? I know it's the Rising and all, but it tickles me to see a hero of your stature handing out presents like a simple errand boy. I mean, ever since the first time we met, you've always been the type to lend out aid where it's needed. And you haven't changed one bit. Makes me happy. It does, not to mention a little misty-eyed. The good you've done for folk will linger on, and an unshakable foundation for your future. Keep going the way you're going, my friend, and we'll all be the better for it. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Here, why don't you let me have whatever bundles you've got left, and I'll put them together with the ones I took from my reporter friend. If we leave a basket full on the guild counter, I guarantee they'll hand themselves out before the Rising is over. That's nice. Mistress Ramodi took a goodly amount off my hands, but I think we've done our fair share of work. We should go see the minstrel and let him know we've completed our task. I'm going over here. The reporter and her most qualified assistant returned. The performance went well, I must say. But what of your story research? Were the townsfolk willing to share any moving material? Yes, they were unexpectedly forthcoming. I was regaled with many an anecdote from those who lived through the Calamity, and privileged to hear their treasured memories of those who did not. Back when the Calamity was poised to strike, I had only just earned my reporter's quill. I was rushing around town, questioning adventurers and taking notes. But as Dalamud descended over lower, the streets erupted into chaos. It was then that I fled with my younger brother to the border in relative safety. There were a few less prudent friends and colleagues who might still be here if they had done the same. In the years since, the world has risen from the ashes. I've done my best to rise along with it. Sorry. But there are things I cannot, nay, should not forget. Such are the thoughts which blossom in my mind when I breathe in that potpourri's perfume. I've enjoyed our collaboration this day, adventurer, and I shall attempt to write a piece that does it justice. What say you to Rising Calm as a title? How fitting. I look forward to reading it. Are you all... Sorry. Oh. I too sense the stirring of a new composition. A hopeful verse, dedicated to the continued safe passage of those who yet ascend the path out of catastrophe and despair. Oh my god. It's a good game. Wow! Greetings, warrior of light. You needn't be alarmed. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. What a pleasure it is to welcome you here again, Gob. And what a privilege that your chosen trail should run alongside mine for so long. On a day such as today, I hope you will forgive me a brief bout of nostalgia. It has been an entire decade since I first came to this world. I was a stranger here, a traveler in a troubled land, and the quest for its salvation consumed my every moment. Countless trials were met and overcome, and the world not only survived, it flourished. This victory we owe to those who preserved alongside us, to those who explored and nurtured and loved this realm as much as we. Yes, it is you of whom I speak, of our indomitable adventurers. "10 years is a long time. Yes, but for me, the number holds no special significance. It is simply a count of the passage of days. Success, however, would not have come without the accumulation of daily effort, and that is what makes it a milestone worth marking. Thank you for staying the course with us these many years." I'll keep making plans for this world for the foreseeable future. It has become a part of my life, and to see it grow is an adventure in itself. Rest well, warrior of light. Sorry. Oh. Rest well, warrior of light, for a grand convergence of events approaches. May the road upon which you must embark become the greatest of all journeys. Until we meet again, my friend. What a moving rendition. Meanwhile, I'm just spaced out. Like, what happened? And now I really must head home to write that article. You have my gratitude, Gob. I will still be floundering in the street without your assistance. And until we meet again. Wow. Oh! I'm okay. This is really nice. A great many lives were lost in the flames of the Calamity, not to mention the chaos which followed. Yet it is the survivors who must face the challenges of living in this new era we have salvaged. To you, the champion of the vanguard of our efforts, I dedicate these verses. Scarred by the falling of fiery stars, the land is reborn with new life. Godslayer struck by an echoing roar, heavens ring with the promise of strife. Beast and man both seek freedom or death, in bloody inferno untamed. By unbroken hopes, from a sky long undimmed, shall the darkness of Eld be reclaimed. A merciless gale, an unending road, if this be the path we are fated, then pray be our dawn in the rift betwixt worlds, your soul's splendid light unabated. That's just Sharpie. A tattooed guy must be so rude. Some people would think that. I'm a big baby, dude. I'm a huge baby. Let's be honest. I'm a huge baby. I just love the things I love, you know? That's all it is, you know? I really must apologize for pressing you into service for my potpourri scheme. I tended to consider adventurers as fellow wanderers, and call upon the assistance of your kind with little reservation. As for the gifts themselves, there was another reason as to why I chose them immediately. Traditionally, the bloom is said to represent a prayer for safe passage. The way ahead yet promises more hardship, and I wanted, at the very least, to wish you, all of you, the smoothest road for the coming journey. Yay, we did it! Oh my god, what a great quest line, you know? Yeah, like, it's really cool, because, like, I talk about this quite often, but, like, it's, the reason I get so... I get so emotional when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV, all that journey, is, like, while I wasn't there for most of 1.0 because I couldn't play it, I didn't have a PC at the time. I love this game, and like it's always been a game that I've come back to and sort of like have found sanctuary in, no matter what. And it's always been that way. It's objectively like I would say probably my favorite game of all time. And so like when it comes to like reminiscing of all those 10 years, it's like I can't help but to feel a certain way, you know. It's hard to like. I can imagine people that like really like World of Warcraft, for example, like feel similar in terms of like how much they love their game, right? It's very much so like it's been there for them, right? And like I've gone through so many changes and so many new beginnings and so many new journeys. And the one thin line, there's a couple things that have been like the line that have kept me together is like content, always making content. I've always made stuff on YouTube and created stuff or made art or drew or whatever it is. And Final Fantasy XIV. And like Final Fantasy XIV was always a place to escape to for me. And it means a lot to me. I might not be like an ultimate raider. I might not be like the most amazing 14 player ever. I think I do okay for like the classes I do main, mind you. But this game means a lot to me. And I think it means a lot to many people. Just for differing reasons, of course, right? And I think the one thing that does keep us all connected in this community is like our love for the atmosphere and like the game and universe created, and like how much the developers are willing to go above and beyond for us in so many times, and they always talk about it, right? And like you don't get that in gaming anymore. You don't get this beautiful community that you see like in 14. It's like an anomaly, and it's even mind-blowing that like this is a thing that could even exist in the current space. And like I can't help but to just be entirely blown away by it. And like I will objectively say like the people of this community and like in this game have like definitely made me a better person all around. And it's always really like eye-opening to think about that and like reflect on that journey as an adventurer, you know, in game and I guess in real life, and like really unlocking the person that I have become to be, right? Like I don't think that would have happened without Final Fantasy XIV. And so like I'm very grateful, you know, I'm unbelievably grateful for the friends and like the experience of being able to see this game as that, right? And like no matter what, and you guys have seen me, you know, go back and forth on games in general, like I think like now especially I know as this is my place to be. This is my game. This is like what I play, and like I fucking love it. I fucking love it. That's just like what it is. And I know a lot of people feel the same way. So thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being along, playing, enjoying Final Fantasy XIV with me. I really appreciate that. And like I always say, and I'll see you in Eorzea, because we all get to enjoy it together. And I think that's really special. You know, I also like shit post and everything else, but like I'm also just, like I said, very grateful. I'm a big baby. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching, dudes, and thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And like, yeah, the Rising is always a really good time to remember that, so it's nice. My heart can't take this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would like to breathe through my nose again. That'd be nice. That was a great event. That was fantastic. And now, hold on. Now I have this. The parasol. Where is it? Where is, yeah. No! Wait, is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Nice. This is so cool. Somebody made one of these in real life. What's this? What is this? Oh, it's from my sword. Never mind. Oh, never mind. I'm just being dumb. It's just clipping through. It's called clipping. I didn't realize for a second there. I thought it was an accessory, you know? So, hell yeah. It's great to be able to play this game with so many amazing people. And like, I'm glad that I met so many amazing people, such as yourself, being able to play this game. And it's been great. And like, yeah, it quite literally changed my life.